yeah. If I had to name it, I'd call it the living room, but it doesn't feel very lived in at all.
Oh, Kancluded, hello!
Oh no, it's you. Hey. She looks happy to see me. Did I do something?
Hey, did something happen? I saw Sophia rush by with that nice boy, but he didn't tell me what was going on.
Fold the towel, you animal. No. It still had hands wiped on it. It's not just like a clean towel because you fold it. I wish you could just fold things to clean them. That would be amazing. Is your toilet bowl dirty? Fold that bitch! I'm not sure there's a tactful way to put this. Mr. Otten died.
What? Are you kidding?
Wait, her emotions don't mean very much if she... No. Marissa stares into my eyes, searching me with a mixture of fear and panic. Okay, so I should have pinged her emotions after telling her this. I stare back until the truth of the incident sinks in. Her expression changes slowly as she realizes that I'm not lying.
Are you sure? What happened?
What should I tell her? I think he was murdered! Yes! I think you need to know. I think you need to be in full-on panic mode.
Murdered? I suppose that shouldn't come as much of a surprise.
What do you mean?
William Otten is not a popular man. His business practices are already reprehensible, and there have been rumors of unethical treatment of some of his test subjects.
Whoa, you're glossing over
That's
test subjects
why
a little.
I was hoping I'd be able to uncover something about what he might be doing.
So you're really just sneaking around trying to dig up some dirt?
It's really not what you think.
Oh! Okay, then what?
Nothing.
Alright. So her defense is up. So I'm gonna pull that pump fake, I'm gonna go for a different one to get her talking. I'm gonna lubricate this woman. Earlier, you talked about some rumors about Liam. What was that all about?
Those. Well, recently, word's been going around that Liam Otten is involved in dogfighting.
What a dick. Whoa, that's a felony!
Not to mention extremely cruel.
Well, I'm glad he chose to draw the line somewhere at least.
I'm fairly certain he was just getting fed up with Liam's antics. It's one thing to dismiss underage drinking, but the heat from Liam's participation in animal cruelty is bad publicity he didn't need. I heard he was planning on cutting Liam from his will completely.
I mean, I would. He's not even his direct son. Who needs that douche? Planning on? So he didn't get around to it yet.
As far as I can tell, no. But you'd really have to ask someone more knowledgeable than I.
What should I ask her? Hey, on that topic.
Well, I've heard that he used to head up a series of experiments for the government back in the day. Something about altering genetics.
Genetics, you say? Something that might be associated with psychic powers, you say?
The whole thing wasn't exactly approved as humane, and pretty much everyone was kept in the dark about it.
Sorry, how long ago was that exactly? Would you say it's like 16, 17 years, maybe?
It's a long story, but the short version is I've met a lot of the victims. I've pieced together their stories and followed the trail back to William Otten.
Okay, so Mr. Otten toyed with genetics, and someone wants to kill him for it?
It's a possibility, isn't it?
Not directly, but I suppose. Don't have any other questions right now?
Sure thing. See you soon.
Let's take a look at this glitzy place. 2,000 channels and still nothing on. Man, remember when people used to watch TV? Some sort of combo display that reads all sorts of formats. It's empty. Benefits of organ reproduction. Looks like some sort of corporate presentation or informal informational video. Dining room table. Looks like you toast a lot of people, but try to dust in the middle. It hasn't been used in a while. Why wouldn't you dust your table, rich man? You can pay for it. Jar is made up of evergreens. I think those flowers are called rhododendrons. They're a fairly low maintenance plant. Moving out of here. Alright. That was B. Alright, let's try this one. I can look around here. Some old cobwebs. Home for rich reclusive spiders, I guess. It's locked. So I cannot go to the basement. Oh, that's right. If I want to get into the basement, I have to go at the time of the crisis. Guess there's no hope of going in there. Alright, let's go to the Detectiveson. He might know stuff. Let's examine this room. This sort of art screen looks very old. Very deep and profound statement. Alright, let's talk to the dude. Detective Dude. Yeah. Hey, are Aki and the others really convicts?
Well, technically, no. They're not on record as having committed any crimes.
But Lime said you were their parole officer.
Handler is more like it. I'm supposed to make sure they don't cause any trouble.
He rolls his eyes.
That'll be the day.
Ooh, those crazy kids. They're so sassy with their mystery mobile and their psychic powers. More trouble? What sort of stuff have these guys been up to? What did they even do, I literally ask.
Hustling, mostly. The twins ran a lot of cons. Aki's got some sort of charm about her that makes people trust her. She's really manipulative, and her life is nothing but moral gray. Naoki's a good kid, but he'll do anything his sister tells him to do. And he's a fast learner.
I
He can pick
feel
up
like
pretty
he
much
doesn't
anything.
quite understand that they have supernatural powers, even though I
They
could
came
have
to
sworn that he
Edgewater
knew I
2
did.
years ago and wreaked havoc for a good year before we finally caught them.
Or does he only know my guy is a kid detective? I don't know. He rubs his head slowly as if an old headache had just found its way back to him.
But Aki is Aki. Somehow she managed to cut a deal. Clean records in turn for their special services. So now the government uses them as investigators, spies, or anything else requiring a quick mind and an expendable body.
Well, that's dire. That's why she said they're a special investigation agency.
It's not an inaccurate statement. And on that note, be careful about what she says. She's not a liar, but she likes to tell misleading truths.
What about Lee May? Where did she come from?
I'm afraid that's classified information.
I love that it's just like, no, we can't tell you about the lolly, sir. I don't press the question. It's obviously not something I want to get involved with. You know Mr. Vaughn has a vault at the bank.
I assume most rich people do. Why do you ask?
What should I tell him? Okay, so he doesn't know about Kansei then, if I'm lying about this, but obviously I have to give him a lead. I heard him mention something about keeping a vault in the safe before he died.
That's strange. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, you literally don't. Maybe I just made it up.
No, you're probably onto something. Although, looking at his lifestyle, I'm actually inclined
That's
to
so
think
weird.
that
I
any
thought
vault he
that,
cares
like,
about would be in this
people
house.
knew. How do you know?
He rarely leaves the house, and security here is tight, even for a high-ranking official. It's obvious that he has trust issues. Someone like him wouldn't let a
Yeah.
bank hold on to something important. Besides, I'm sure he'd want to keep a close eye on it too. If there's a vault, it's definitely somewhere in here.
Gorski's right. It has to be hidden in this place somewhere. I wonder if anyone here knows about it. What should I talk about? I heard that Mr. Otten was conducting genetic experiments on people. Mikolai's eyes widen.
That's a pretty strong claim. Are you sure?
Hell no. But some people talked about it.
Listening to rumors is a dangerous thing. Each has a grain of truth wrapped up in a powerful lie.
Well, there's enough truth in them that she came all the way here to investigate.
And then let's hope she turns something up. Until then, I'd be wary of believing things without any substantiation.
Sounds like you're covering. Gursky. Do you really think Mr. Otten was murdered? You know, because of all that poison that was clearly in his drink?
I don't know, kid. I can't just march in and declare it's a murder without any evidence. For all we know, he committed suicide.
Oh, yeah. Think he killed himself?
Hard to say. His reaction when he saw you certainly was unusual.
I'm a very spooky kid. It's the bleached hair.
It's not a level of fear you see in most people. He very likely could have done something foolish in response.
So you think it's my fault?
Now, I never said that. There are a lot of things that might drive someone to suicide. But in the end, it's still the decision of the individual.
I mean, that sounds insensitive, but it's true. Yeah, I know. Gursky studies my face carefully before he
Back
speaks.
then, didn't you...
Yeah, I did. But I really don't want to talk about it. Never mind.
Try not to get into too much trouble.
As I enter the lobby, Aki races down the stairs and nearly runs me over. I have progressed the plot by talking to everybody.
Oops, sorry, Con.
Suicide by poison's dumb, says the comments. Where have you been?
I was just upstairs with Liam.
I guess... Yeah, no, wait. It feels horrible to die by poison, so I don't know why you would choose that. And also, he had a desperate last wish as he died, so... He probably did not kill himself before sorting that out. but Gursky does not know about the psychic powers.
Oh, don't look at me like that. It's not what you think.
Now, of course.
For your information, I was just asking Liam about the staff. Did you know that none of Mr. Otten's personal staff are paid?
What? That can't be true. Kevin said Mr. Otten pays him well.
Well, then Kevin was lying.
And what makes you think Liam wasn't lying?
Let's just say that he strongly believes it's in his best interest to be truthful.
In other words, you used your Kansei.
Got it in one.
So if Mr. Otten doesn't pay anyone, why do they work for him?
Kevin's family owns a small business that's in serious trouble. Mr. Otten pulled a few strings to keep the creditors away, and they'll stay away as long as Kevin works for him. As for Sophia, it seems her husband's heart is failing. Mr. Otten promised to move him to the top of the recipient list for the company's new organ creation project.
Whoa, so he basically gets people to be completely devoted to him by holding on to what they love. And in the end, he doesn't have to pay a cent.
I have to admit, I'm actually kind of impressed.
No, Aki has, like, mind-influencing powers. Not raw mind control, but she can
What
make
about
people
you?
believe stuff.
Find anything interesting?
So she did not need to... Well, she might have banged him anyway, but that's besides the point. Well, when I read Mr. Otten's death, the last thing he thought about was protecting a vault. He said the vault had to be protected at all costs.
Maybe the killer is after it too. We should try to figure out what's in it. Or, better yet, actually find it.
Well, there's no point in examining anymore. Did you learn anything else when you were speaking with Liam?
Well, he did mention that his uncle likes to drink.
Oh, so that's common knowledge. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows that.
It sure makes poisoning him easy though, huh?
So you and the others are criminals, huh?
I see Miko has been talking to you.
Lee May is the one who told me.
Well, I won't deny that we've done things on both sides of the law. But we're not just a bunch of criminals, okay? I have my reasons.
I know. It's hard for you. It's hard for a young psychic pair of twin runaways, scamps to take care of themselves in the big city. I know. I explore as much of the house as I can. Well, I haven't gotten a good look at the security room. Kevin's always in there, and I don't want him poking around while he's watching.
I don't suppose you could sneak in or something?
Don't think so. Even if we find a way to get him out of that room, he'll probably lock the door behind him.
Darn. Well, exercise the options you have, I guess. Have you found that vault he was worried about?
Not yet.
Might want to start there.
I don't have any more to say right now.
That's cool. We'll talk later.
Groovy. Oh, god
fun
damn
guy,
it, this
right?
douche. Out of my way. Oh yeah, what's up? He runs his finger through his hair and yawns.
Just wondering if you were on good terms with that police dude.
Why, you want me to get you out of a ticket? Wouldn't really say that I would.
Huh. Well, that sucks.
He shoves his hands in his pockets.
I told him I wanted to go, and he was all like, I can't leave because Uncle is something or other.
Dead, you mean? Liam stares at me as if I've just placed an octopus atop my head.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Otten is dead! He just died! Did Docky even tell him any of this when she was speaking? Docky, no. Oh yeah, no, she heard. Liam's eyes dilate as he processes my statement.
Wait, so that means...
His eyes light up as a self-satisfied smirk spreads across his face.
Well, there's irony for you.
Asshole. What's so ironic about it?
Oh, come on. What isn't ironic about it? The man makes artificial hearts for a living, but his own ticker fails on him?
I purse my lips in an attempt to keep my voice calm. You don't seem that cut up about it.
Why should I be? He was due for it soon enough with the way he was drinking. A heart attack, right?
I just want to ruin his theory. I just want to make it suck for him, so I'm going with the murder. Looks like he was murdered. Again, Liam takes a few seconds to process my statement. When it finally registers, his face twists into an expression of fear.
Murdered?
Good! That's what I want from you. Begins pacing back and forth, muttering to himself under his breath as he does.
No, it's definitely no. She said I had more time. Why?
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? He finally turns back to me and grabs my shoulders.
Are you sure it was murder?
Well, we won't be able to say for sure until the autopsy, but yeah, pretty sure.
No. This is not good. Not good.
He glances back and forth as if he's expecting to see something leap out of the shadows and take him.
I'm gonna... I need to think.
Yeah, no, you take your time. Don't go near any dogs. I take off after him and arrive in the main entrance just in time to see him race up the stairs. I follow him up the steps, but he's already disappeared by the time I get there. Sup. Never mind.
Oh.
Sup. I don't have any more to say right now.
That's cool.
Right then, back to where we were. Let's check in with Naoki, it's been a while. Do you do everything your sister... Wow, just bringing the thunder. Seems like you keep giving up what you want in order to please her.
Actually, it's sort of the other way around. Our mother died during birth, so Aki was the one who had to raise me. She gave up her life for my sake.
Aren't you twins?
I guess after making her life so difficult, I'm just trying to make things easier for her now. Besides, I don't do everything she tells me to. We argue all the time.
Seriously? Sure doesn't look like to me.
Stay with us a little longer, and you'll see plenty.
Hey, why do they hate each other so much?
Well, both of them have very strong personalities, but they have different approaches to solving problems. He thinks she's too impulsive, and she thinks he's too indecisive.
And what do you think?
I think they're both right, and I think things are gonna go terribly again if they don't realize this.
Man, you should probably man up and tell him. What happened?
I guess...
Now he bobs his head back and forth as if he's trying to think of a tactful way to say something very blunt.
Well, they both agreed that it was the worst blind date ever.
What?
Oh, please don't tell anyone I told you that.
Oh yeah, sure, I can keep my mouth shut. He looks relieved.
I'm sorry, I have to get going.
What's up?
Aki wants me to look around upstairs for a bit.
Oh, he just got pinged. Right, okay, sure. See you, I guess. And what about you, missus? Oh, jeez. Oh, man, we got a lot. So, let's not hammer her, because she might run away or something. So, Mr. Rodden planning to cut Liam from his will?
He was. Liam's actions were very costly in terms of both money and public image. Mr. Otten wanted to punish him for his cavalier attitude.
And, well, he should.
Dogfighting a few months ago, that was the last straw. Last week, Mr. Otten informed Liam that he would no longer be inheriting anything.
Damn. How'd Liam take that?
He was furious, naturally. He called Mr. Otten a selfish and greedy old man, and he said that he'd make him regret his decision. Mr. Otten never got around to doing it. A lawyer was scheduled to visit next week.
Well, that's... I feel like it's easier than that to do, but...
As it stands, all of Mr. Otten's fortune now belongs to Liam.
How convenient for Liam. Killing someone seems like a good way to get revenge, although I don't think Mr. Otten regrets much now that he's dead. Still, it's definitely something to keep in mind. Can you think of any reason, aside from the one that you just told me
Sadly,
about?
I could name several. Mr. Otten wasn't a very popular man in the business world. His most recent project stepped on a lot of toes.
And that would be?
Organ replication.
What?
Otten Engineering is concerned mostly with mechanical organs like artificial hearts or lungs.
Ah, we learned how to culture those now.
But lately,
Sort
Mr.
of.
Otten has been trying to find a way to grow organs from living tissue.
Oh wait, yeah, that.
The process involves taking a tissue sample from the patient and using it to recreate the organ they need replaced.
That is real medicine, isn't it?
It ensures compatibility, and it allows for replacement of things impossible to substitute with mechanics, for instance, bone marrow. The end goal was to be able to recreate any and all parts of the human body when necessary.
In fact, we can just create a spare human. That sounds pretty sketchy.
Well, under certain circumstances it is. Of course, technicalities aside, the ethics of such research...
Ethics?
Well,
What are
there
you
were
making
obvious
hearts?
protests, demonstrations, and death threats.
What, you people don't like hearts? Just throw some hearts at them. Why didn't you mention this before?
I didn't think it was important.
Are you kidding? He received death threats and now he's dead. You seriously don't see the connection?
But none of them seemed like serious concerns. Besides, Mr. Otten received death threats for lots of his work. I didn't think this would be any different.
Oh, really? Why would people threaten to kill him?
He saved a lot of lives with his work, but people have died because of him too. Once in a while, one of the organs built by Otten Engineering malfunctions and someone dies as a result. It's not a common occurrence by any means, but they are tragic, and Mr. Otten often receives the full hatred of the victim's family.
I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know if people are going to be like, well, the CEO is directly responsible for this one in a million mechanical failure.
And of course it's very expensive to get a replacement organ. People have gone into debt over them, and that brings about much hatred as well.
Alright, well, maybe you should lower his prices instead of being so scummy. Mr. Otten doesn't like living around people. Alright, why doesn't... If that many people hated me, I'd probably lock myself up too. You'd think that with all the lives he saved, people wouldn't hate him so much.
It's really not as simple as that. It's possible to do good things with bad intention.
Well, that sounds direct. Oh, she looks angry. I thought she was really distraught about Mr. Otten's death, but looking at her now, she definitely seems to be harboring anger towards him.
I'm sorry, I really don't know much more than this. The only thing I know about his work is what I wrote for his press releases. I know he kept copies of all of his research, but I'm afraid I wouldn't know where to look.
Well, it is 10. So I've been at this for a while. We're gonna save it up. Oh man, you know what? I'll just start a fresh one if I got it. So save file 1. It's got the date and everything. And that's all we got for now. This was Kansei, the second turn, apparently. That subtitle is not found anywhere else but the top of this bar. Hope you enjoyed that, and have a good week in the meantime. Thank you. Thank you for watching.